Have you ever wondered if there are any salty, delicious snacks one could enjoy at a movie theater that do not raise blood sugars? Interesting. If you're diabetic trying to control those sugars, or one looking to stay fit and not ruin that diet just for a night at the theaters, then I've got an episode for you. We need you to hit those alerts, the notification button, let you know when the next episode is released. That little gray bell you see on the top of the screen. It's very, very important to us new channels. The subscribe button, of course, and if you like what you've heard today, the like button. I need you to share this, please, with all other diabetics or those looking to stay fit. Because remember, this is practical advice for everyone. Now, today's episode actually came from an email that was sent to me after episode number 4, the Ultimate Buffet Survival Guide. And I will have a link at the end of this video directly to that episode. Just look for a picture on the screen that'll float on by, click it, and that'll take you straight to that. Now, just in case you didn't know my email, it's the Resilient Diabetic at gmail.com. Now, rather than respond directly to your email, I asked a subscriber if I could use her great question in my next video. That way, everyone can learn a thing or two. She said absolutely yes. Now, because what she faces, many of you do too, I'll read her entire question to you and then go over some practical tips and tricks you all can benefit from. All right? So let me get the question out here. I'll go ahead and read it to you. It says, "Hi Jay, thank you for your interesting buffet video. We as a family, my husband and 2 sons, don't really frequent buffets too often. But the next time we do, I will use your strategy. I am also a diagnosed type 2 on metformin and insulin. Was diagnosed a little over 10 years ago and have since changed my life around and dropped over 30 pounds. Very proud of you. It's not easy, I understand. I have one major Achilles heel, the movie theater. We love going to the movies as a family, and we go very, very often. And this is where I destroy everything. I understand. I figure I'm good the rest of the week, so I just let go completely and enjoy the night out with the family. My go-to snacks are always something salty and full of carbs. Butter-filled popcorn and hot dogs. Can't blame you. But I see I am doing damage with not only my high blood sugars, but the way I feel the very next day. Are there any suggestions you can make for me? So in other words, can I have my cake and eat it too?" All right, let's get started with this. Now, I get this question and I get it deeply. Why? We cannot be perfect all the time. We are all human. And it's the food that binds us to many experiences. It's part and parcel of who we are. That's what makes diabetes so difficult, because life revolves around food. But is she asking for the impossibilities? No. Not with a resilient diabetic by your side. So let's get some nutritional facts out of the way, and so that we can come up with a better solution. Also, too, we want to compare and contrast. All right? So we went to the theaters. We had a large popcorn without butter. Now, I'm going to use the word butter in quotes again, and you'll understand why in just a few seconds. Now, that large popcorn will contain about 1,000 calories and about 41 grams of fat. And this is what most don't know. Write this down. The butter that you see in theaters is not real butter. For most, they could not justify the expense of pure butter. What it is, it's like a Frankenstein-like partially hydrogenated soybean oil that's been artificially colored. They use beta-carotene for that, and it's artificially flavored. Now, each tablespoon does contain about 130 calories and a large amount of trans fats. Well, actually, it's a moderate amount of trans fats. Now, you've got some homework to do. You need to get ahead of some of my future episodes. I want you to do a quick search on what trans fats are. They are deadly. It's probably, in my opinion, one of the single most dangerous things one can put into the body. So start researching it now. All right, let's not forget about the salt. That's probably going to be a little over 2,000 milligrams in a large. So let's put things into perspective. A medium popcorn, just a medium popcorn and a medium soda, not diet, just a regular soda, is around 1,600 calories. That would be equivalent to about 4 scrambled eggs with cheese, 4 strips of bacon, and 4 sausages. That's kind of why you don't feel good the next day. Now, we haven't even factored in the hot dog, which is about another 300 calories and about another 1,000 milligrams of salt. Now, is that hot dog 100% beef with no nitrates and nitrites? Another very unhealthy preservative? I can't say. You got more homework to do. I want you to look up what nitrates and nitrites are. You should know. All right? So, one of my principles will be to keep this real. I'm not going to advise bringing Tupperware with baked salmon and broccoli to the movie theaters. First, that's just going to stink the place up and everyone's going to be looking at you. We don't want that. And furthermore, you're not going to enjoy the experience. Okay? Now, second thing is, I'm not going to recommend these really hard to find specialty foods that only a few of these upscale retailers have. As far as I'm concerned, those are all ripoffs. Okay? You'll be able to get my selections at any grocery store, or even easier, any convenience store on your way to the theaters. So what is it that we want? Well, as you suggested, as you like, you want something salty. Okay. We want something easy to eat. No problem. Third, most importantly, it's going to last a long period of time. All right? Our only limiting factor here will be bringing it into the theaters. If they say no, and they may, you have to tell them you're a diabetic with special needs. That usually works. But call ahead to make sure. All right? So we're going to take a little road trip. We're going to head over to our local convenience store and see what they've got.
With a few items,
all right?
So let's go ahead and choose a few. So I'm going to start with this guy right here. All right? And for comparison, this guy right here, so we can get a look at the nutritional facts. We're going to want some nuts and seeds too. Ah, my favorite. There we go. All right. Now for the treat of the day. Let's see if I can find it. I know they've got it. Oh, there it is. All right. Spicy one too. All right. For the guys that maybe go to the theaters, that's what I'm looking for. Right there. And then last but not least, another example. Perfect. All right. I think we're good. We're good to go.
All right. We are back, and let's see what we have. Now, to replace that hot dog, what we're going to use is beef jerky. I've got 2 examples for you here. All right. The first one. All right. It's called Jack Link's. Now, before we start, the thing we have to look at on these packages is the nutritional facts. And where's the first place we start? The number of servings on the bag. Meaning that if you ate this whole bag, you'd have to multiply the servings by the information given here. Okay, so that's really important. It starts with the servings, right? So this Jack Link's here has 3 servings per bag. 80 calories per serving, so we're talking, if you ate this whole bag, it's 240 calories. It's 1 gram per serving, 720 milligrams of sodium per serving. So if you finish the bag, it's 2160. 5 grams of carbs, 10 grams of protein. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and compare and contrast that to another version we got here. Okay? Oh, let's put that on the camera there. All right. And this is a sausage beef jerky. Now, the difference is there's 6 servings at 110 calories each. So if you finish this whole bag, we're looking at 660 calories, 9 grams of fat per serving, 310 per serving of sodium. So again, if we finish this whole bag, it's 1800 milligrams of sodium. In comparison, it's less than 1 gram of carb and 7 grams of protein. So which one would I choose between the two? Honestly, I'd go with the one with the least amount of calories. Pretty simply put. Try them both. But obviously, the calories in the end is what's really going to matter, and enjoying what you've just ate too. Now, the big question is, What are we going to replace the popcorn with? That is the million-dollar question. We obviously want something crunchy. We want something crackly. We want something salty. My answer? Chicharrones. Depending on where you are in the country or in the world, you're like, what? Pork skins. Pork rind skins. All right, so here's my first example that I have for you here. All right. Again, depending on where you are in the country, you don't have access to very, very different things. But you've got to start reading your labels. All right? All right. This take-home bag, which is considered a take-home bag, has got 6 servings. Right? 70 calories per serving. So if you multiply that by 6, if you ate this whole bag, it's about 420 calories. All right? Now, in comparison to this one right here, smaller version, this is a bag with 3 servings at 80 calories. So if you finish this whole bag, it'd be about 240 calories. All right? Now, what's the difference? Well, they're both different in textures. One is super crunchy hard. The other one is kind of spicy, soft, crunchy. Again, depending on where you are, they're all going to be a little different. So let me give you some ballpark of nutritional facts on pork skins in general. So we'll use 1 ounce as our sample. Okay. So about 1 ounce will have around 150 calories, 9 grams of fat. 4 grams of it will be monounsaturated fat. It's a bonus. It will have popcorn-like and beef jerky-like salt amounts, and that's a lot. It's about 500 milligrams per 1 ounce serving. Now, the kicker. This is what I do like about it. It will have 0 carbohydrates. Yes, you heard me right. That's correct. No carbs. And around 17 grams of protein. Okay? So that is one of our bonuses. Nuts. Okay, nuts are another choice. Now, what do I recommend? I will go into detail later on nuts, but at this point in time, macadamia nuts or pecans, if available. I picked this one up, if you remember. All right. Simple One Royal Hawaiian. It's 250 calories per bag. And the reason why at this point in time I'm choosing macadamia nuts and pecans is mainly because it has a higher concentration of monounsaturated fats, which are the good ones. I'm not a fan of polyunsaturated fats. As for pecans, you're probably not going to find them at your convenience store. You'd have to go to a grocery store for that. Next, and also very important when it comes to nuts, absolutely, positively, no mixed nuts. No trail mixes filled with candy, pretzels, and dried fruit. Oh, if you're not aware, dried fruit is a concentrated form of sugars. But not only that, but what they do is they always add sugar on top. No, can't do it. All right? Lastly, for the guys, and I know a lot of guys like this, sunflower seeds. And they're fine. All right? This bag is about 190 per serving. There's 2 servings per bag, so that's about 380 calories, 16 grams of fat. Now, the sodium content of these sunflower seeds will vary significantly if one is eating the shell along with the kernels. So it's about 90 milligrams for the kernels, and then it jumps all the way to about 1900 milligrams if one is chewing the salty shells. So one has to be careful. So here is the beauty of our selections. I said in episode number 2, the energy balance equation, calories matter. Now, look on your screen. I will do a little YouTube magic for you. You're going to see a little white box. You can click that box, and it'll take you directly to that episode. All right? Now, understanding how close or far away you are from the basal needs is primary. But, as I said there too, so does we'll call it the domination of which hormone is floating around the body at any given time. With that said, the selections I've given you will have insulin, the gatekeeper, in moderation. If you're diabetic, you probably won't need much, if any, insulin like you would with the popcorn and the hot dogs. All right? Now, if you are non-diabetic, looking to remain fit and healthy, your body also will not need to produce much of insulin to cover those snacks too. Remember, insulin's primary role is to store nutrients. It is insulin that opens those fat cells up to store those additional calories. And it will lock up those stores and keep them locked up if insulin is constantly present in the body. And yes, folks, we will talk about insulin in detail in upcoming episodes. Right? So I hope this helped. I need you to hit those alerts, those notification button, let you know when the next episode will be released, and of course a subscribe button. If you like what you heard today, the like button. Share this with other diabetics or those looking to stay fit. And please remember, this advice is for everyone. Lastly, and most importantly, take a moment to share some comments, please. As a new channel, I thrive on those. All right? So the question of the day is, what healthy snacks do you sneak into the theater? I'd love to know. All right? If you have any questions or ways I can help you further, use the comment section below. Folks, have a great day, a productive week, and yes, we will see you soon.